Hello, friends, and welcome to Empower You 2 podcast. I'm your host, Natasha Paris, and I'm excited because you are in the building with me. You could be anywhere in the world, but you have chosen to be here with me, and I am so humbled and appreciative. Let me tell you about this show. Each and every single week, we continue to empower you to greatness that is truly going to help you, whether you are a person that have experienced a heartbreak, have gone through a divorce, or have endured levels of trauma of any kind, or you're just a person trying to rebuild their life and themselves, and now you are finally ready to live a life full of abundance, joy, and peace, then this show is for you. So with that said, thank you again for being here. I am extremely grateful. I'm excited to be on this journey with you because together we are empowered for greatness. You ready? Let's go. Hello, my friends, and welcome to Empower You podcast. I am your host, Natasha Paris, the emotional healer, as well as the mental health therapist expert. I am super excited because we are now at episode 97, and this topic is going to take you to the next level. Because what I know too often is that people are often not allowing themselves to live. They are often living from the perspective of wanting others to like them and approve them. But today I'm going to teach you how to stand up for yourself and not be a people pleaser. Because too often there are so many people who are not standing up for themselves, their desires, their goals, and their dreams. And today, after you have listened to episode 97, you're going to be a unstoppable person, knowing that you have goals, desires, and you're going to go after them, irregardless of how people view your goals and dreams or what they say. You know, you have family that might say that's pretty immature. Why are you taking on that career? Or you're not going to make a whole lot of money. So I think it's in your best interest that you become either a lawyer or a doctor or even an accountant. But what you're thinking about is not going to cut it. We've heard those things. Some of us haven't because we've had supportive family and friends, but many of us, when they tell you something that's outside of what it is that you want to do, guess what that means? That means that they are not standing up for your goals and your dreams. So guess who has to? You have to stand up for your goals, for your desires. And more than anything else, you have to stand up for yourself, my friends. In order to have a fulfilling life, my friends, and you know, I talk about it throughout all of my episodes on this Empower You podcast. And in order for you, and I want you to hear me and hear me clearly, standing up for yourself and your desires and your dreams is very important. It is crucial. It is a crucial part of living a fulfilling life. And so I want everyone at the sound of my voice, I want this to resonate deeply, and I want you to be empowered for greatness. So how can I ask you to be empowered for greatness if you don't have the tools in which to become empowered for greatness? So in episode 97, I'm going to go in detail about 4 different things that you can do right now, because you know what I say, that it's so important for you to have actionable steps, things that you can take away from this podcast and do them immediately. Okay, so I'm big on that. And so if this is, I'm going to just say this, if this is your first time listening to the Empower You 2 podcast, Oh, kudos to you and congratulations for jumping into this and becoming part of this community of people who want more. So with that said, I want you to hit that 5-star button on your favorite platform, Spotify, Apple, Amazon, any of those 17 different platforms that Empower You 2 is involved in. I want you to give me a good review. Secondly, I want you to share it with at least 3 people as possible, because I'm sure at least 96 of my episodes, okay, not including 97, will be something that can change the trajectory of their life. So with that said, sharing is caring. So let's jump right into the actionable steps. The first thing that I often say, especially as a licensed therapist, as an entrepreneur, as a woman-owned business CEO, as a mother, as a girlfriend, I say it's so important for you to understand yourself, my friends. It is so important. How can you expect others to stand down to you because you're standing up for yourself if you don't know yourself? So the first thing is, I want you to identify your values. What are the things that you truly value that are important to you? What do you believe in? These are the values that will guide your decisions. In other words, do you believe that there's an almighty God? Do you believe that no weapon formed against you shall prosper, right? If you believe that, then you stand up for your values. Another part of knowing yourself, my friends, is to recognize your strengths and your weaknesses. What are you good at? Learn to find out, what are you good at? What are the areas that you need to improve? We call those weakness areas, right? Do you need to improve on your ability to get on social media, right? And to hit that start button or play button on a reel on an Instagram and show your face? Or you're good at communicating in person. Look at the things that you are good at and the things that require some attention. Because my friends, this self-awareness helps you to set realistic goals and choose strategies that play into your strengths. You want to play into the things that you are strong in. Another part of knowing thyself is understand your boundaries. What are you comfortable with and what are the things that you are not? Think about it. What are the things that tee you off? What are the things that irritate you? Setting boundaries is essential for protecting your time, energy, and well-being. It is important for you to understand that your time is of value. You should not allow people to continue to walk over you. You should not allow people to say whatever they want, because they will. But you can begin to say, I will not tolerate that type of behavior from them. I will not tolerate the criticism, the negativity. I will not tolerate it. And so guess what? I will continue to be me and also improved me, but I will not improve me by being around you. Come on now. And so you minimize the time that you're with that person, or you choose not to be around them at all. So set boundaries, my friends. That is important, which leads to number 2. It's important for you to set clear goals for your life. And it's important for you to be very specific and know what you want. Once you know yourself, then you begin to write down the things that you always wanted to do. Write it down and break those goals into smaller goals. Because the thing is, I don't want you to become overwhelmed. And for example, what does that look like? If you say, I have a desire to be a dancer and I've always wanted to be a dancer. Well, you don't immediately just say, well, I'm going to go after this audition for a Janet Jackson concert, right? Janet Jackson is going to be in your town and you know she's looking for dancers. I'm going to go and be a Janet Jackson dancer. Actually, I know a guy that actually became one, and he was on tour with Janet Jackson for 2 years. Okay, so that's a great goal. But if you're a little rusty, you might have to start practicing again, especially if you're a little rusty. So a smaller goal would be that I'm going to practice dancing for at least 2 hours for 5 days a week. I mean, that's a smaller goal. And then you will begin to feel a level of confidence. You won't feel overwhelmed. And then you can go after those specific auditions. Come on, my friends. All right. And then another thing that I do, and I talk about it on my Empower You 2 affirmation series, is visualize your success. Within my affirmation and empowerment series, I talk about visualizing your success. You have to be able to see the thing that you're going after. If you don't know what it is that you're going after, the bigger goal, the desire of this huge success, then where are you going? You don't know where you're going. So you have to, my friends, imagine yourself achieving those goals. This helps build motivation and confidence. One of the things that I've heard people say, especially athletes, is that they imagine themselves winning that race. Like they imagine themselves crossing that finish line and doing it at a specific speed. I've heard that being said. My son is on a track team. He's a long distance runner. And this is what he often says, is that he has to visualize himself being successful, going after those goals. So my friends, whatever goal that you have, begin to visualize it. Visualize what that looks like. Taste the success. Taste it. Because again, it happens in the spiritual realm first. I often say this on all of my podcast episodes, is that it's important for you to begin to speak and see the things that you want for your life. And when you're able to do that, then it makes it easier. When I say easier, it makes it easier to go after it because the level of motivation is super there. I just made a word, super there. The third part is you have to build your confidence, which leads me to talk about affirmations, my friends. Number 3, build your confidence. Practice self-affirmations daily. Oftentimes twice a day. Remind yourself that you are worthy, and you have the capabilities of achieving the success that you're looking for, the goals that you have in your life. Let me tell you, I tell people all the time in my practice, friends, people that I meet at the grocery store when we start engaging in conversation. Because if you've ever met me in person, I am such a social butterfly. I love to talk and I love to interact and engage positive energy with individuals I meet. And so it's important for you to start talking to yourself. Yes, we do it anyway. So don't pretend that you don't talk to yourself. Okay. You talk to yourself all the time in your head. And you might talk to yourself out loud by saying, that was stupid, or you're so dumb. Stop all of that negative self-talk. Switch it to positive self-talk. Because when you positively talk to yourself and say, you know what, I'm a little tired. I don't feel like going after my goals today. You have to talk to yourself and say, yes, you have to stay the course, Natasha Paris. You have to. God has such great things in store for you. Move forward. Get up and do your podcast episode. Get up and meet with that client. Get up and do something nice for yourself because you are worthy. You understand what that means. Start talking to yourself in a positive format because what that's going to do is going to boost your confidence. The other piece about building your confidence is you're going to have to challenge those negative thoughts. Challenge those negative thoughts because those thoughts are going to creep in. I mean, we're all human. And if you have not heard me say this before, and I'm going to say it again, that we as human beings have close to 80,000 thoughts a day. I know you're like, what? 80,000? Yes, 80,000 thoughts. It could be, why is she looking at me like that? Or look at that green car. Or, oh, I think I look a little heavy today. Or, my makeup is on fleek today. Look at that guy. Oh, he's cute. You know, you have thoughts. Those are all thoughts that's being counted, that I'm counting, right? Those all equal to about 80,000 thoughts. But get this, my friends, out of the 80,000 thoughts, how many of those thoughts or percentages are negative? According to research study, it's about 78% negative. So out of those 80,000 thoughts, 78% of those thoughts are negative. What does that say? That says that people are walking around this country, this planet, being negative, saying negative things to themselves at a default mechanism. So you have to build that muscle by challenging those negative thoughts. And when they creep in, challenge them with evidence of your past successes and your potential. You have to say, okay, you know what? I didn't accomplish that task, but I remember, even if you have to go back to when you were 8 and you passed that math test and you're now 40, right? That means that you have a history. It also means that you have the propensity to be positive and to actually obtain success, my friends. So I want you to challenge those negative thoughts. The other piece about building your confidence, seek support. Surround yourself with people who believe in you. You cannot and you should not be around people who are negative thinking, people who see just clouds over you all the time. You want people who to say like, I believe in you. You're going to do it. You've done it before. So you want individuals around you to support your goals. And if you don't have not just one, if you don't have anyone, then you're going to have to be your biggest cheerleader. Exactly. I've said it before. You're going to have to be your biggest cheerleader. And I often say, write it down on an index card and post it around your house. So you will see the cheerleaders around your house, right? Because you're reading, go girl, you got it. You are worthy. You deserve success. God will not withhold any good thing from you. You have to have those affirmations around your house. Because guess what? I do. And I read it on a daily basis, sometimes multiple times a day. And so I'm not going to tell you something that I don't do and I don't suggest or recommend for my clients. The other piece is I want you to communicate assertively. This is a big one. When you are looking to focus on your goals and not pay attention to the negativity that is around you, and also standing up for yourself, you're going to have to begin this process of building that muscle of communicating assertively. What does that mean? Use I statements. Instead of blaming others, express your feelings. Instead of saying, well, you did this and you did that to me and I don't like it. You say, I feel frustrated when you say those negative things. I feel a level of disappointment when you talk about my dreams and my goals and the things that I enjoy doing negatively. Start speaking those thoughts out loud to those people who are doing those things to you, Because if you don't, it's going to eat you up from the inside out. And then you're going to begin to obsess about well, I should have done that. I should have said this. I could have said that. And you make a whole story in your head. And we don't want to waste time doing that. Express how you feel and be assertive about it. Be direct and clear. Speak your mind calmly and respectfully without apologizing unnecessarily. What does that mean? That means speak your mind and respectfully say, look, I did not like when you said that. I thought that was a wrong statement. In addition to that, don't apologize like, I'm sorry, I feel this way. You've heard people say that. You may have been that person where you're apologizing about your feelings. Don't apologize. Just say what you have to say and keep it moving. And if the person doesn't receive it, then you see them. Oh, let me say that again. You see them. In other words, the great poet Maya Angelou would say that people will what? Show you who they are. They will show you who they are by their behavior. So when you see a person who has a propensity to say and do things that are a little questionable or even downright disrespectful, you have to be in a place where you're direct and clear and you speak your mind and you don't apologize. And stand your ground, my friends. Don't back down from your position if you believe in it. If you believe that you were wrong, if you believe that your goals are going to be great and you are going to be successful, but be open to other people's perspectives. Be open to it. You can decide whether you can keep it or you can trash it. But we don't want you to get to a place where you become self-centered and you live in your own world and you don't consider other people's perspective. All right, so this is the big one. I want you to learn to say no, my friends. Number 5, protect your time and energy. Don't overcommit to things that you don't have time for. Don't we always do that? I've learned not to continue doing that. Believe me, it was a struggle because I want to make everyone happy. I used to be a people pleaser. I believe that. But thank you, God, for the revelation that I have to come out of that. And I've been doing really well. So I pat myself on the back because guess what? I have to conserve my energy and I have to protect my time. And if it does not align with my goals and my desires, I say, no, thank you. But thank you for the offer. I really do appreciate it. So my friends, be polite but firm. You don't need to be rude when you're saying no. Fall in love with the phrase, no, thank you. Aw, thank you so much, but no, I'm good. Fall in love with those statements. So you have to be firm but polite. It's not necessary for you to be rude in order to stand on your ground and not let people take advantage of you. And my last is be patient and persistent with your goals. Be patient and persistent with your goals. Embrace challenges, obstacles, because guess what? There are obstacles and they are inevitable. You cannot get past it. Just because you had a setback does not mean that you don't have a comeback. Ooh, come on now. Just because you had a setback, just because things did not go the way that you had wanted them to go. The road is not often straight, my friends. The road is crooked. And so we want to understand that it's important for you to be persistent and also patient, right? You want to stay committed to the things that you've set out for yourself. You know, I often say you have to have the 3 C's when you're doing this work as it relates to working on you and going after your goals. You have to have the 3 C's. The first C is you have to be committed. Be committed because it takes time and effort to achieve your goals. Don't give up easily. The second is be consistent, my friends. Be consistent with going after your goals, doing those short-term goals, being consistent, and also not just that, having a routine. So if you have a routine, it's more likely that you will be consistent. And then my third C is have the courage. My definition of courage is going after something that you desire, but you are scared to do it. There's a lot of hesitation, but you do it anyways. That is the definition of courage. So what are the 3 C's when it comes to being persistent and patient with yourself? Is being courageous, being consistent, and being committed. If you keep those in mind, you'll continue to move forward despite the obstacles that come your way, and give yourself grace. You are not a robot. You are a human being, and you're going to be tired at times. You may have doubts at times. Those are all normal. But you don't want to be your own critic to the point where you stop yourself. Like, it's not happening outside of you, but it's happening within you. And so when we continue to move towards our goals despite what is happening around us, we ask for success. We say that success is here for us. So how do you stand up for yourself and your goals? I want you to understand that this in particular, you have to remember that you have to celebrate your successes. You have to understand that trials and tribulations will come. And you have to also understand that there are going to be people who don't see your goals. So let's just do a quick recap, because standing up for yourself and your goals is a journey, not a destination. In other words, it is a marathon and not a sprint. You have to understand that it is a journey and that it takes practice and courage, but the rewards are well worth it. So let's do a quick recap of what we discussed today. All right. So what I want you to remember is that standing up for yourself and your goals is essential, and it's critical. It's a critical part of living a fulfilling life. If you don't stand up for yourself, you would allow people to stand on you. Oh my goodness. So what are my tips? What are the tips that I'm sharing with you in order for you to have a fulfilling and prosperous life? First, you have to know yourself. Identify your values, recognize your strengths and weaknesses, and understand your boundaries. Understand the things that will tee you off. Understand the things that will protect you from harm, danger, and emotional disturbance or emotional distress. Okay. Second, set clear goals. Define your goals, break them down, visualize your success, my friends. Number 3, build your confidence. Practice self-affirmations. You know, I'm big on that. Challenge those negative thoughts and talk to yourself. Yes. Talk to yourself. And you want to talk to yourself by rebuking those negative thoughts and speaking positive thoughts into your own heart. And you're going to have to do it on your own. You can't wait for people to speak positive thoughts into your mind or into your heart. Okay. All right. In addition to that, I want you, number 4, communicate assertively. Use I statements. Instead of blaming others, say directly, I feel frustrated. I feel disappointment. Use I statements, because what that does is it helps you stand your ground, and it helps you to be direct and clear without being disrespectful. You want to stand up for yourself in those ways. Number 5, I love number 5. Learn to say no, because that was a challenge for me. Learn to say no, because you have to protect your time and your energy, because once time goes, you cannot capture it again. And so it's important for you to be polite and firm about it, but also be protective of yourself. And that's a form of loving you. Number 6 is be patient and persistent. You know what I said about my 3 C's? If you don't have these 3 C's, you need to really get with those 3 C's. That is courage, commitment, and consistency. If you embrace those challenges and actually have those 3 C's in your back pocket, you will achieve success at high levels. So my friends, I want you to always understand that there are so much out there for you. All you have to do is visualize it and go after it. But understand that you're going to have some trials and tribulations. You're going to have people who may not see your thoughts or may not see your desires in a way that you see them. And that's okay. That's okay. So what is the empowerment assignment for today? I give a homework assignment because I want you to do these things today. What is the homework assignment? Do everything that I just shared with you today. Write it down, visualize it, meditate on it. Begin to stand up for yourself by saying no, but be respectful about it. Set boundaries. So if you follow these tips and recommendations, oh my goodness, I cannot wait to see you moving towards that ladder of success, because remember, it's already there. You've been successful already. Just remember, it is there already. All you have to do is pull it out. And so, my friends, it's always a pleasure to come before you and really share some recommendations and some things that will make and empower you for greatness. And you know what I say? I want you to be what? Empowered for greatness, because guess what? Without greatness, there's no you. And without you, there is no greatness. See you in the next episode. Bye.